Have you ever noticed that life rarely tests you when everything is going well? It tests you when you are already tired, when you are trying your best just to hold things together, when you tell yourself, I can't handle one more thing today. It starts small. A delayed message, a sudden bill, a careless word from someone you trust. And before you know it, your calm is gone. Your heart beats faster. Your thoughts scatter. Your reaction surprises even you. Later, when the moment has passed, you sit quietly and ask yourself, why did that affect me so deeply? You replay the scene in your mind. You judge yourself for reacting. You promise to do better next time, but the next test always comes. If you have ever felt this cycle trying to stay calm but losing it again and again, stay with me. Because this story is not about suppressing emotions or pretending everything is fine. It is about understanding why calm disappears under pressure, and how true calm is not something you force, but something you protect, especially when life is testing you the hardest. There once lived a man named Aaron in a town where the weather changed often and without warning. Aaron was not an angry person. He was thoughtful, considerate, and deeply aware of others. He tried to stay balanced. He tried to be patient. He believed that calm was a sign of maturity, yet life seemed determined to test him. When work became overwhelming, something broke at home. When he finally rested, someone needed his help. When he felt hopeful, a delay or disappointment appeared. In Aaron's mind, each challenge became a wave. Some waves were small, barely noticeable. Others were sudden and powerful, knocking the breath out of him. At first, Aaron fought the waves. When stress appeared, he clenched his jaw. When problems came, he tightened his body. When emotions rose, he resisted them. He believed resistance meant strength, but the more he resisted, the more exhausted he became. By the end of most days, Aaron felt drained not because of what happened, but because of how hard he fought against it. At night, he lay awake replaying the moments he lost his calm. I should have stayed composed, he told himself. I shouldn't have reacted like that. But the next day, another wave arrived. And another. One evening, after a particularly heavy day, Aaron left his house and walked toward the edge of town, where a quiet shoreline stretched beneath a wide, open sky. The sea was restless, waves crashing in uneven rhythm. Aaron stood there, watching the water. I'm tired of being tested, he whispered. I just want peace. As Aaron stood by the shore, he noticed an old fisherman sitting calmly on a rock nearby. The waves struck the rocks again and again, loud and unpredictable, yet the fisherman remained still. His posture was relaxed, his breathing slow, his fishing line moved gently with the tide. Aaron watched him for a long moment before speaking. How can you sit so calmly? Aaron asked. When the sea is this restless? The fisherman smiled without looking up. Because I'm not trying to stop it, he replied. Aaron frowned. But if you don't fight the waves, Aaron said, won't they knock you down? The fisherman stood slowly and gestured toward the water. Come, he said softly. Let me show you something. The fisherman walked to a small wooden boat tied nearby and pulled it closer. This boat, he said, is your inner state. Then he picked up a heavy stone from the shore and placed it inside the boat. This stone, he continued, is resistance. Aaron watched as the boat sank lower into the water. Every time life tests you, the fisherman said, and you tighten, fight, or demand that things be different, you add another stone. Aaron felt a tightening in his chest. That's exactly how I feel, he admitted, heavier every day. The fisherman nodded. Now watch. He removed the stone from the boat. Immediately, the boat rose and floated freely again. The waves did not change, the fisherman said, but the boat did. Aaron looked at the sea. The waves were still there, still loud, still unpredictable. Yet the boat now moved with them instead of against them. Aaron felt confused. So you're saying I shouldn't care? He asked. The fisherman shook his head gently. No, he said. I'm saying You shouldn't brace against what you cannot control. He picked up a small anchor from the sand. This, he said, is your need for things to go your way. He placed the anchor in the boat. Again, the boat sank lower. Aaron swallowed. I carry that, he said quietly. I want fairness. I want clarity. I want things to make sense. The fisherman smiled kindly. So does everyone, he replied. But calm does not come from fairness. It comes from flexibility. Aaron sat down, his shoulders slumping. For the first time, he saw something clearly. All this time, he believed his stress came from life's problems, but his suffering came from how tightly he resisted them. The tests were unavoidable. The waves were natural. But the stones and anchors, those were choices. Then how do I stay calm? Aaron asked. When everything inside me wants to react? The fisherman sat beside him. You stop trying to calm the storm, he said, and you start learning how to float. He guided Aaron's hands into the water. Feel this, he said. The water moved constantly, yet supported Aaron's hands without effort. The sea does not demand control, the fisherman continued. It demands trust. Aaron closed his eyes. For the first time, he stopped clenching his body. He let his shoulders drop. His breath slowed naturally. The waves continued to crash, but something inside him shifted. They no longer felt like enemies. Calm is not the absence of tests, the fisherman said. It is the absence of resistance. Those words settled deeply inside Aaron. All his life, he had been waiting for peace to arrive after things settled down, after problems were solved, after life became easier. But peace was something he could choose during the storm. The fisherman stood. Life will keep testing you, he said. Not to punish you, but to show you what you are still holding. Aaron stayed by the sea until the sky began to darken. When he returned to his life, the tests did not stop. A difficult conversation arose. A delay disrupted his plans. An unexpected problem appeared. But something was different. When tension rose, Aaron noticed it. Instead of tightening his chest, he breathed. Instead of reacting immediately, he paused. He imagined the boat inside him. Is there a stone here? He asked himself. Am I resisting something I cannot control? Often, the answer was yes. And often, he chose to let go. The waves still came, but they passed. Days turned into weeks. Aaron did not become perfectly calm. He became aware, and awareness gave him choice. When frustration appeared, he softened instead of bracing. When fear arose, he acknowledged it instead of fighting it. When life tested him, he adjusted instead of resisting. His energy returned slowly. His mind grew quieter. His reactions became gentler. People around him noticed. How are you so calm lately? They asked. Aaron smiled softly. I stopped fighting what I can't control, he replied. Now, my friend, let me share a small practice you can use the next time life tests you. When you feel overwhelmed, pause. Take one slow breath. Place your hand on your chest and ask gently, what am I resisting right now? Imagine a small boat inside you. If you notice a stone, fear, anger, urgency, gently remove it. Do not rush to fix the wave. Let it pass. Calm grows in the space you stop fighting. Here is the truth many people never realize. Life does not test you to see if you can stay calm. It tests you to show you what takes your calm away. The moment you stop resisting every wave, you stop sinking. And when you learn to float, you discover something quietly powerful. Calm was never something you had to chase. It was something you had to stop fighting.